Are you an investor? Good. But are you also aware of the pitfalls that you should keep an eye out for? No matter if you're a beginner investor or a serious one. With these 5 tips in this video today, you'll be a better investor in 2020. So, let's get into it. Hey, what's up you guys? Lukas here from excelwealth.com. Now, good that you joined in today, because in today's video, we will go through the 5 best advices that will make you a better investor. Okay, now before we go into the video, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because that's the way how we can grow our community. And of course, if you haven't checked out my latest book yet, it's completely available as a paperback and of course as an ebook. Be sure to check out my website and the link down below in the description so you can get your own copy. Okay, let's get into the video. Now, the first advice that I got when I was younger, of course, the moment I started investing, was, of course, don't watch your stocks daily. Because if you watch daily, what happens is that, stocks is something that needs time to grow. The moment you spend all your attention and your focus on looking at those stocks, what happens is just you'll be thrown over the moment somebody yells something at you. If somebody else who you believe that has knowledge on the stock market as well, the moment they say, oh no, the market is gonna fall, and you actually see your numbers also falling, what happens is that you'll be shitting your pants as well. And I always compare buying stocks is like buying a home or selling a home. So the moment you own your stock, it is yours. It is yours, and it is yours to own, and you stick with it. The moment the stock grows in equity, so the moment the value grows of that stock, same goes for your home as well. Your home, if you live in it for 10 years, the price has risen most likely. If your neighbor comes to you and says, I want to buy your home, for stocks, everybody wants to buy your stock. It goes like this, right? So the moment you own Google, for example, it's very simple. If you put your share on the marketplace, you want to sell it off, there are always people who want to buy your share. So don't worry about that. Same goes for your home. Now, for your home, it doesn't sell off that quickly maybe, but the idea is always similar. If you keep on looking at the value of your home, you're not going to sell off your home the moment somebody else values your home as less, right? If you bought your home for $300,000 and somebody else around you, your neighborhood, keeps yelling like, oh, we sold our home for $250,000, doesn't mean that all of a sudden you have to sell off your home for $250,000, because most likely you value your home at a different price. And the same idea is applied to stocks. If you keep watching those stocks every day, you see the number going up and down. That's the cool part about stocks. The value is being visually put in numbers so that you can see, oh, my stock is going up or my stock is going down. Now that makes a scary part. The moment you put your emotions in line, and if you keep on looking every day and you get the ability to sell and buy every day, most likely what will happen, it's gonna be an emotional roller coaster. And what happens in emotional roller coasters, it goes up and down. And what you will be doing is screaming all the way. And then you'll be selling off your stock because, you don't want to be in the emotional roller coaster. So the rule that I would apply is, of course, the first one, don't look at it every day. Like I teach my students to only look once a month. It's good enough. There's enough change in a month. And yet, if it's good enough, if there's enough growth, you can sell it off. If there's not enough growth, or is there even a loss of profit, sure, just leave it in. Don't worry too much about it. Same goes for your home. If you lived in it 10 years, you think, I might want to move out. Let's see what the marketplace has to offer for my home. And all of a sudden, if they give you a good price, you might sell off. But hey, you got to buy a new home back anyways. So you want to invest in a new stock anyway. So if the stock market if everything is growing in the stock market, you might better hold on to your stock. Maybe that's a better idea because you bought it for a good price. And that's the whole idea. Don't watch daily. And this is the rule that I also apply. Sleep over it. Is it really worth selling off your home? Think it like that. If you can't think about your stock like that, is it really good of an idea that you're investing in stocks, right? Now, there's another rule which I learned from Phil Town, which is a very great one, which I love using as well, which is the 10-10 rule. If you can make a decision in 10 minutes time, will it impact you over the next coming 10 years? If the answer is no, then you can do it. If the answer is yes, your 10-minute emotional roller coaster will impact you for 10 years, then you might think about it again. You might just sleep over it. Maybe that's a better idea, right? So this is why I always say don't watch the stocks daily, because it's gonna get you like in an emotional roller coaster, and you don't want that. Okay, let's go to number 2. Now, advice number 2, as you can see on the board, is live off one income and invest the other. Actually, I'm just assuming that you at least have a significant life partner. Now, the interesting thing is this: what happens the moment you're in your 20s, you do find a life partner. What happens, what I see very often, is that people put their incomes together and have a great life together. Now, the moment I got together with my wife, back when she was a girlfriend, I told her, hey honey, this is what I want to do with my life. This is what my life goals are. And we're going to use only one income, in that case it was only my income, to buy a home, to live off, and the other income is what we're going to use fully to invest. Now, I don't know how much you make in your country as a salary. In the Netherlands here, we make somewhere around 2,000 to 3,000 net salary income. And, if you have all of a sudden 2,000 to 3,000 euros to invest every month, you'll be able to grow really fast. And if you have a method in stocks to buy, not only just buying and holding, of course, but buying, holding, and selling at certain points, then yes, your money will grow real fast. And that is a very good advice, because so many people, they're actually just using the both incomes that they have, and all of a sudden they're buying more fancy cars, they're going on a holiday maybe once or twice a year, they're buying stuff that they normally shouldn't, they're actually getting stuff that they don't really need, and the only thing what they want to do is they want to impress their neighbors. But the neighbors are also very busy trying to impress you. In the end, we're always trying to impress the others around us, and in the end, nobody really cares. No, nobody cares. Not even your own family cares. The only thing is that you should care. Do you really need that bigger car? Do you really need to go on holiday twice a year? Do you really need to dine out fancy? Is that really necessary? Now, if you want to become wealthy, this is what you can do. You can easily live up one income and invest the other. Have financial goals together and have financial goals clear. Know what you want to achieve and make it realistic in the time set for yourself. And that's very important. Live off one income and invest the other. Now, advice number 3 is this. Now, this is a piece of advice that I got from a different coach. And he actually said, the moment you go into investing, it's not that you only buy that piece of paper that says that you own a little bit piece of share of that company. You're actually buying into the business. If you don't believe in their vision, if you don't believe in their mission of their company, why are you putting your money in? It's like putting your eggs in a basket and saying, you know what, do whatever you want with the basket. Doesn't make any sense. So the moment you trust somebody, the moment you trust that company will do well with your money, that's what you need to do. You have to believe in those companies. Now, what I see very often is that the moment you start investing, people just take a look at, oh, you know what, I can invest in individual stocks, but I don't have that knowledge to do so, so I'll just invest in funds, which is a great idea, because a fund has a whole portfolio of companies that are put in together. But the interesting is this as well, within funds you can select your own type of business that you want to invest in. This could be healthcare, this could be technology, this could be whatever you want to look for. Now, I always believe that, if you're in a certain situation, like in 2020 right now, and you haven't hit that like button yet, because that's very important, but you gotta believe like this: if healthcare is very important right now, there's a reason why this fund of healthcare companies together is growing so well. That's your job, to do a research really well. What do you believe in? Now, just thinking like, oh, Lukas just bought into this fund and, he said it's growing well, doesn't mean that it fits your goals as well. This is why you got to research the whole business. You got to believe in the business. If you don't believe in the business, then who's going to believe in the business, right? So it's very important. You're not just buying a piece of paper that you're going to own for a while, year 10, then selling it off. It doesn't work like that. You really have to research the companies. This is why they always say in passive income, You have to do all the work up front to reap all the benefits later on. It's passive income. It's not that, you put a magic seed in the ground and it grows money. You got to do work up front so that in the future you can take up all the benefits from it. That's the whole idea of passive income. That's the whole idea of buying stock. You want to do all the work up front right now. You want to believe in the business. You want to say, hey, I believe in you guys. So, I'll give you money, even though it might be just $1,000. I'll give you guys money, do your job well, and in a few years' time, I'll come back and see what you've done. That's the whole idea. You gotta buy the business. You gotta buy into their business. You gotta buy into their mission. You gotta buy into their vision. If it doesn't work like that, then what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this at all? You're giving your money away and saying, you know what? Do whatever you want to do with my money. That's the whole idea what you're doing if you're not applying this method. And this is why it's so important to do your research. Advice number 4. Treating all your investments the same. Now, what do I mean with this? Now, as I said, the moment you buy stocks, you got to research everything beforehand before you actually put your money in. Same goes for real estate. Now, in my case, of course, I buy stocks first to build a certain capital. The moment I have enough capital, I use it to buy real estate. And that's how I get my passive income. Now, the interesting part is this, of course, you do your research well on investments. Great. You should do the exact same thing for real estate. If you can buy real estate and you don't do your research up front, what just happens is that you're just failing at real estate. You're making money on the one end and you're losing on the other. This is why you gotta treat all your investments the same. Not only buying real estate and investments, but even buying into business. The moment you want to start a business, don't just start a business like that. Don't just say, you know what, I got 5 clients now, I'll just start right away. Oh, these 5 clients will just pay off all the things that I need to. It doesn't work like that. You gotta invest in your business first. You gotta think, you know what, I gotta research this market. Is this business gonna run for me for the long run? If it doesn't, you're just treating it again just like a piece of paper. Like, hey, it works right now, it gets me money right now, but in the long run, it's not something I wanna do. Then yes, this is something that you have to keep in mind as well. So all the businesses, everything that you do, all the investments, investing in your own business is also something. If you don't want to do it for the long run, it's not going to work out. Same for me shooting these YouTube videos for you. I set a goal for the first year. I set a goal for the second and the third. I'm just shooting these videos for a few months right now for you. Have I achieved my goal yet? No. Am I on my way achieving them? Absolutely. This is why investing in everything, you should always apply the same method. Do your research up front so that you know you can reap the benefits in the future. But you got to think about it, because if you don't do it, it's not going to work out. Investing in your business can also mean investing your time. Like me shooting these videos for YouTube, it's just going to invest my time. It doesn't cost any money. At least all the equipment costs money. But then again, I can just shoot videos and share them with you. It costs time, but you gotta treat them all the same. If you don't think about it really like that, it's not gonna work out. That's why it's so important to treat all your investments using the same strategy. If you can't treat them all the same, then why is there a difference all of a sudden, right? Don't justify things all of a sudden because they might seem different. In the end, you're investing your time, money, and effort to make it work. Now, the last advice that I want to give you today is, of course, number 5, and that's learn to say no. Now, as an investor, I know that the moment I go to networking events, the moment I talk to other people, I always get offered an opportunity saying like, hey, Lucas, I know that you're investing. How about if you invest with us with this amount, and this is what the return you get? There are so many opportunities out there, but there are only very few opportunities that are really good. Now, just the other day, I got offered an entertainment business opportunity. I'm not in the entertainment business. I'm not. But this was actually a very good deal. It seemed like a very good deal, like the movie business in the US, and these people were just looking to raise $5 million. And you could start with, for example, like 100,000. That was the minimum deposit, what you needed to do. And all of a sudden, you could get up to 15% return on investment, which looks like a great deal. But then again, it's not for me. I don't know anything about it. It's not my business. So you have to learn to say no. Don't just say like, you know what, that's a great idea, let's just start it. And this is why it's so important. You got to learn to say no. If you don't, what happens is you'll be, you have an investment there, you have an investment there. You got to make choices saying like, you know what, this is the choice that I made in investments, and this is my business to be in. Now for me, it's very simple. I'm in the business of coaching on the one end, and on the other end, I'm in the business of real estate. And those two are my main niches. And I just specify within those two niches. That's how I make my money. Now I can do coaching in investing. I can do coaching in real estate. I can do coaching on personal coaching for you. Am I going to do something in the entertainment business? Well, I don't know. But most likely, I'm not going to invest in that because I don't have enough knowledge in that. Now, several years ago, this is always a great story that I want to share with you. One of my investor friends who got an opportunity from Rovio. Now, I don't know if you know Rovio, but that company came along and they said, you know what, we're in the gaming industry and we have a game to release, but we failed several ones and this is our 50-second game that we want to release. And we are looking for investors, and we're looking for investors to help us out, and if this game flops, we're gonna go bankrupt. So my friend was like, sure, show me the game. And they showed him the game. And in the end, it was like, yeah, I'm not really into this kind of games because it was mobile gaming. And he said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna invest with you guys. What happens, of course, Rovio company went on and looked for a different investor. Now, I don't know if you know Rovio. Rovio is, of course, the mother company of Angry Birds. And Angry Birds, with their investments from their investor that came after the man who said no to the opportunity, Angry Birds made over $110 million in revenue only with that game. You gotta really think about it. So the fun part is every time I see my investor friend, I'm like, dude, company Rovio came to you. Didn't you think it was, bad to say no to that company? And he's like, no. Back then, 2009, I think, it was like he said, I don't know the company. I don't have any knowledge on the business. Even if I had invested with them, most likely the game would have flopped because I couldn't support them in their whole ideas of how to do your game in a good way. The investor they found later on, of course, was somebody who can help them out, give them support, and they changed the game slightly as well so that, the investor had a say in it, but they had a say in it as well. So he said, yeah. So it's a good idea that they had a different investor because they helped them out. And this is why learning to say no is sometimes very important. Now, with your money only, that doesn't mean that a company will grow. You got to help out in that business as well. Like I said, you're buying the business. You're being a part of the business. Now, I get it. If you only get 1 million share of Apple, doesn't mean that you can say something within the business of Apple. But the moment you become a bigger investor, you have to learn to say no because you got to think you're a part of that company. And if you can't help them out, then who can, right? These are the 5 tips that can make you a better investor. Here in 2020, you got to start right away. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Of course, if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out, be sure to hit that notification bell as well. I thank you very much for watching today's video, and I'll see you on the next time, and happy investing. Bye-bye.